Hi guys, Pastor Aaron here. Hope you're having an absolutely great day. Hey, this week's homework, we're looking at Exodus chapter 19. We're looking at Hebrews chapter 12. But ultimately, we're looking at how sometimes God meets us in high places and how God meets his people in high places. And just got a couple Bible verses I want to read to you. So grab your Bible, grab your journal, grab something to write with, and open up with me to Exodus 19, verse 18. And I'm just going to read this verse and think about it for a minute. Now Mount Sinai was all in smoke because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and its smoke ascended like the smoke of the furnace, and the entire mountain quaked violently. When the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him with thunder. When the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him with thunder. Then the Lord came down on Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain, and the Lord called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Go down, warn the people so that they do not break through to the Lord to stare, and many of them perish. Also have the priests who approach the Lord consecrate themselves, or else the Lord will break out against them." And Moses said to the Lord, "The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, 'Set boundaries around the mountain and consecrate it.' Then the Lord said to him, 'Go down and come up again, you and Aaron with you. But do not let the priests and the people break through to come into the Lord, or he will break out against them.' So Moses went down to the people and told them." And we get this amazing picture of God's reverence, God's power, thunder, quaking. We look forward and realize that this was, in some context, terrifying for Moses. And what does that mean for us today as we go to high places to meet God? And so I love that we get this in Hebrews chapter 12. We get a contrast of Sinai and Zion. So I'm Hebrews 12:18, and take some time. Read that verse in Exodus, and then come and read this verse to yourself in Hebrews 12:18, and then take some time with the Lord and let him talk to you and see if the Lord has a word for you. And so I'll just read what Hebrews 12:18 has for us. "For you have not come to a mountain that cannot be touched, and to a blazing fire, and to a dark and glooming whirlwind, and to the blast of a trumpet and the sound of words, which sounds was so that those who heard begged that the further word be spoken unto them. For they could not cope with the command. If even an animal touches the mountain, it shall be stoned. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, 'I am terrified and trembling.' But you have come to a Mount Zion, and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, to the myriads of angels, and to the general assembly and the church of the firstborn are enrolled in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and the spirits of righteousness made perfect, and to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkling blood, which speaks better than the blood of Abel." And so now, like Hebrews continues to tell us, we can boldly enter the throne room. We can come to high places and meet God. We can go all kinds of places and meet God, but I always think it's important sometimes in life to take some time and get away. And so today, that's what I did. Took some time, and I'm going to continue to take some time to get away with the Lord. Here is one of the places I stopped today along the way. But I encourage you to take some time and get with the Lord and see what he has for you in his high places.